Hello students, welcome to KVSRO Jabalpur online classes, and today we will discuss about the control and coordination part 4. In this video, in this part, we will discuss about the control and coordination in plants and animals through hormones. Students, control and coordination by hormones. In animals, if we talk about the human beings, here, there are various types of glands which produce chemicals which is known as hormones, and through these chemicals we can control our different activities. So just know about the hormones are endocrine control. The control through hormones, it's known as students endocrine control. And what do you mean by endocrine system? Just know about it. Endocrine system, it's a bunch of ductless glands. So what is the meaning of ductless, students? Ductless means there is no duct and gland. What is the meaning of gland, students? Gland means an organ which secretes things or chemicals, and these chemicals are known as hormones, students. Let's know about hormones. Actually, hormones are chemical messengers used in the body by endocrine system, and they coordinate our organs, and it is produced by glands. Let's know more about the hormones. Students, to know more about the hormones and different glands which are present in our body, just observe here. It's a sweat glands, isn't it? It's produce sweat in our body, and if you observe it carefully, students, it has duct, and with the help of this duct it secretes sweat on the skin. And observe this image, students. Here the various glands which are present in our body, like pituitary gland. It is present in brain portion. Pineal glands. Thyroid gland. It's present on the neck region. Thymus gland. It is present in thymus region. Adrenal glands present over the kidney, students. And it's a parathyroid glands. It's also present in the thyroid वाली position में ये भी glands होती है. And if we talk about the pancreas, it's present near the liver. And there are testes and ovaries. These are present in male and female. So in this way you can say these are the various glands which are present. But observe one thing, students, they don't have any duct. So how the chemicals which are present in this gland reaches to the target organs? Because these hormones, as I told you, these are the chemical messengers, and they coordinate different activities. So how the chemical reaches to the target organs if there is a no duct? So let's know more about it. So what is the that's why, because they don't have ducts, that's why they are known as ductless glands, and these have ducts, so they are known as duct glands. And duct glands known as exocrine system, and they are known as endocrine system because they don't have duct, and their secretion direct reaches in blood, and through the blood it reaches to the target organs. डायरेक्ट सिक्रीशन इसका कहाँ पहुँचता है? ब्लड में जाता है, और एज यू नो ब्लड सर्कुलेट इन ऑल ओवर पार्ट्स ऑफ द बॉडी, एंड इन दिस वे इट कैन रीचेस to the target organs. I hope students you are getting my points, and now you are able to know how the hormones works. Let's know more about the working of the hormones. Observe here, students. Suppose it's a endocrine gland. कोई भी एक endocrine gland ले लेते हैं, and its secretion reaches where it's a blood vessels, students. ये blood vessels है, और जो हार्मोन्स है, दीज आर हार्मोन्स, दे डायरेक्ट रीचेस टू द blood vessels, and through the blood vessels it reaches to the target organs. So they don't have ducts, so they, which medium they use blood, and with the help of this blood it can reaches all cells of our body, isn't it? Now if we have nervous control, so what is the required is hormonal control, students. What is the importance of hormonal controls, and what is the difference between nervous control and hormonal control? Let's know more about it. Here students, nervous control limited reach. How we can say it's limited reach? Because nervous control, what is the functional unit of nervous system? Nerves. So nerves are in limited region, students, है ना? So it reaches is limited, ये एक limited regions में ही इसका वर्क होता है. But hormonal control reach all cells. How can you say? Because which medium it requires? Blood, and you know blood circulate all parts of our body, so it can reaches all and every cells. Here nervous control, how can it work? With the help of nervous tissue, and here how it works? With the help of blood, and blood reaches can all cells. Nervous system, it's a fast system, students, and in comparatively nervous system, it's a pretty slow. If we talk about nervous system, how the message sent, students? As you know, message sent through the electric signals, and it is you have learned. As you know, students, messages in nervous control, messages sent through electric signals. But if we talk about the hormonal control, messages sent through chemicals. So in this way, now you are able to know the basic difference between the nervous control and hormonal control. Now let's know how the hormones work in our body, or how the hormones control our activities. Students, let's know how the hormones control our activity. Suppose there is a situation. With the help of this situation, you will come to know the hormonal control in our body. Suppose, students, a man is walking on the road, and one snake is come towards itself, towards AC की तरफ से suppose वो आ रहा है. Then what happens, students? Due to reflex action, what will happen? We will change our way. As it comes near to our legs, due to reflex action, we change our way, isn't it? तो वो एक्शन किसके थ्रू हुआ? स्पाइनल कॉर्ड के थ्रू. बट स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स इमेजिन स्नेक वहीं पर है. सो नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन? नाउ आवर बॉडी हैज टू रेडी फॉर व्हाट? टू फाइट इटसेल्फ, to fight with snake, or to move away, or to run away. So for this, who will prepare our body for such type of emergency? Student, in such type of emergency, the hormones which are responsible during the emergency will prepare our body for the different conditions. There is a two option here, students. या तो हम इससे फाइट करें या यहाँ से मूव कर जाएं. सो फॉर दीज सिचुएशंस, हाउ अवर बॉडी विल रेडी? तो हु विल रेडी अवर बॉडी? हु विल प्रिपेयर अवर बॉडी? हार्मोन्स विल प्रिपेयर अवर बॉडी. हाउ इट प्रिपेयर? लेट्स ऑब्जर्व इन नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. स्टूडेंट्स, द हार्मोन्स विच इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल to manage the emergency is adrenaline, and the secretory gland is, students, adrenal glands. And where it is present? It is present over the kidney, students. These are adrenal glands and this is our kidney. And the secretory hormone is adrenaline. So these hormones will prepare our body for the fight with this danger or with this snake or to run away from these situations. So how it is possible, students? As I told you, secretion of these hormones will reach to heart. How it will reach to heart? With the help of blood. Because the secretion, how it reaches to the heart, students? With the help of blood vessels. Through blood, it reaches to the heart. Now, through blood vessels reaches to all cells. अब जैसे ये हार्ट में जाएगा तो एज यू नो स्टूडेंट्स, हार्ट से सर्कुलेशन कहाँ होता है? अपनी पूरी बॉडी में होता है. एंड नाउ इट reaches to all cell of our body. Now students, remember these things. As I told you, hormones reaches to all cells, but all cells are not receptors. As you know, in nervous controls, there are some receptors which receive the stimulus. In the same way, hormones, in case of hormones, all cells of our body are not receptors, the signals which is given by the chemicals or which is given by the hormones. So there are some cells which act as a receptors for these hormones and they unlock the masses. Masses वही पढ़ेगी जो उनको पढ़ सकती हैं. तो यहाँ पर जितनी भी सेल्स हैं, as I told you, हार्मोन्स का सिक्रेशन थ्रू द ब्लड वो हर बॉडी की ईच एंड एवरी सेल पर पहुंच गया, पर हमारी ईच एंड एवरी सेल विल नॉट रेस्पॉन्स फॉर दिस स्टिमुलस. ये जो स्टिमुलस आया है इसके लिए हमारी पूरी सेल्स रिस्पॉन्स नहीं करेगी. फ्यू रिसेप्टर्स आर देयर विच रिस्पॉन्स फॉर दिस स्टिमुलस. सो इन दिस केस, ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइप ऑफ इमरजेंसी, heart has some receptor cells, students, and what they will do, what the heart will do, students? Heart increases heartbeats. Why? For more circulation. To manage these conditions, some part of our body need more bloods. Which part need more bloods? Legs and arms. Why? Because they need run away or they need fighting. So body के इन portions पर students सर्कुलेशन कहाँ जरूरी होगा? डाउनवर्ड्स कंडीशन है लेग्स में और अपने आर्म्स में. सो इन दिस केस हार्ट इंक्रीज हार्ट बीट. इफ हार्ट इंक्रीज हार्ट बीट, इट रिक्वायर्ड मोर एनर्जी, सो लंग्स विल इंक्रीज इट्स वर्क बिकॉज who will provide more energy? With the help of lungs ना. when the lungs क्या लेगी यहाँ पे? ऑक्सीजन लेगी. ऑक्सीजन लेने का काम किसका है यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स? लंग्स का. सो लंग्स इंक्रीज इट्स वर्क्स. नाउ digestion process will stop. As in previous video, as I told you, during the emergency, digestion process always, students, will so slow or will stop. Now what will happen? The flow of blood will start through the downwards, through the legs और ब्लड का सर्कुलेशन कहाँ हो सकता है? आर्म्स में. नाउ द बॉडी इज रेडी टू फाइट और रन अवे. In this way, I hope students, now I am making you clear about the working of hormones in our body. In this way students, जो hormones है उसने क्या किया? अपना signals जो है किसको दे दिया? receptors को दे दिया. and now the receptors give the messages to effectors and now the जो effectors है they are ready to work. So I hope students now you are able how hormones work in our body. Now students, as I told you, the plants have very simple body system. So they have control through the hormones only. So there are hormones are found in animals and plants both. And there are some similarities in plants and animals hormones and there are some differences also. So let's know about the similarities of plants and animal hormones and differences between them. So like animals' hormones, plants' hormones are also triggered by external environmental factors. As you observe in previous slides, here who was the triggered external factors, any type of dangerous situations, और जैसे मैंने आपको एक स्नेक वाली सिचुएशन बताई. So for the hormonal conditions, external factors are stimulus is required. So for the stimulus requirement is necessary in plant case and animal case both. And plants and animals hormones are very effective at low concentration. उनका जो concentration होता है स्टूडेंट्स बहुत लो होता है और उसी लो concentration में वो ब्लड में पहुंचते हैं. ये किस केस में मैं बता रही हूँ? एनिमल्स के केस. नाउ अब लेट्स वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द डिफरेंसेस. Animals hormones produced by specific glands or cell. And if we talk about the plants, so plants hormones are produced by a specific reason like meristem or cambium. Most animals hormones are transported in some way by bloods or by ducts. And if we talk about the plants hormones, they generally must diffuse into the adjacent cells or the carried by phloem students. So I hope now you are able to know the similarities. What are the similarities? Both required external factors and they both are very effective in low concentrations. And if we talk about the differences, so what is the differences between plants hormones and animals hormones? Plants hormones are produced by a specific reason while the animals hormones are produced in specific gland students. And the animals hormones transported through the blood and here the plants hormones transported through the process of diffusion. Now students, we will discuss about the plants hormone. Students, plants hormones is known as phytohormones. If we talk about the hormones, term hormones is used in case of animals. यदि हम हार्मोन्स बोल रहे हैं, it means we will discuss about the animals, chemicals produced by animals. And if in case of plants, what we call students phytohormones. Phyto means plants. And here plants hormones, there are two types of plants hormones are found students. Some are growth promoters and some are growth inhibitors. As it names, it is clear. I hope it is clear student. Growth promoters, they increase the growth of the plants and they prevent the growth. ये growth को रोकने में काम करते हैं और ये growth को increase करते हैं. तो we will discuss about the growth promoter. There are three hormones: auxins, cytokinins and gibberellins. These are students growth promoters. They work all together are different, but what the main work or what the main function of all these three hormones, they increase the growth of the plant. They are responsible for the elongation of the different parts of the plants. So remember it, all three are growth promoter and these two are growth inhibitors, ethylene and abscisic acid. Let's know one by one their functions students, because their functions are very important in exam point of view students. Now first we will discuss about the auxin. Auxin synthesized at the shoot tip students. Shoot tip, it means stem. It promotes cell growth. How we can say it promotes cell growth? Because it's found in a tip. Help in phototropism and suppress lateral growth. Students, observe here. Suppose here this is the auxin molecules students. If we change the condition of the sun, observe here, so what will happen? The molecules will concentrate in one side. So what will happen? As it's responsible for cell growth or cell differentiation also, cell division also. So here more and more cell will divide. So what will happen? The weight of this area will increase. Then the plants will move from this. So in this way you can say इट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर सेल इलोंगेशन, मतलब प्लांट्स की ग्रोथ कौन से साइड में हो जाएगी। आपको जैसे मैंने बताया है प्लांट्स मूव कैसा करता है, उसकी मूवमेंट हम कैसे देखते हैं, वो ग्रो करना उसी डायरेक्शन में स्टार्ट कर देता है। तो इन दिस केस ऑल्सो प्लांट्स ग्रो इन दैट डायरेक्शन एंड दिस इज नोन एज सेल elongation. Let's know more function about the auxin. The main function of auxin is to help plants grow. How we can say the plant it stimulates plant cell to elongate, and the apical meristem of a plant is one of the main place. Meristem means student apical meristem मतलब which area are students which are responsible for cell plants elongation of plant cells like root tip or shoot tip, है ना। In these parts meristematic tissues are found and these are responsible for the cell growth, and that auxin is produced. It causes apical dominance. Students, this is the main important thing. Apical dominance means the apical area where growth will be dominant. मतलब कौन dominate करेगा, growth dominate करेगी। इन areas में क्या होता है, growth होती है, and who is responsible, auxin is responsible. Auxin also elongates root cell down to the ground. It means shoot tip or root tip, जहां पर मेरिस्टेमेटिक टिश्यू है तो वहां पर ग्रोथ किसकी वजह से होती है, ड्यू टू ऑक्सिन, while at the same time elongating cells in the stem upward. मीन्स जितने भी मेरिस्टेमेटिक एरियाज हैं वहां पर सेल ग्रोथ किसकी वजह से हो रही है, ऑक्सिन. ऑक्सिन इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर सेल ग्रोथ और सेल elongation. Used in parthenocarpy students. Here, what is the meaning of parthenocarpy? Production of food without fertilizers. Its cause also due to auxin. And abscission are natural detachment of parts of a plant like ripe fruits and mature leaves. What does this it means students? कि it inhibit जो नेचुरल डिटैचमेंट होते हैं तो उसके लिए भी ये क्या करता है, रोकता है. Now the next is gibberellins. It's also a growth promoter students. In the same way as you observed in nervous control, in case of nervous control there are various organs which are present in central nervous system or peripheral nervous system or autonomous nervous system, and what their function controlling same task. In the same way here is also there are auxin, gibberellin and cytokines. All three hormones are associated with growth of the plants, है ना। तो यहाँ पर भी एक ही टास्क के लिए तीन हार्मोन्स हैं स्टूडेंट्स. Here gibberellins stimulate elongation and leaf expansion, means it's also responsible for growth of the plant, and it's responsible flowering in biennial plants also. So these are the function of the gibberellin. ये क्या करता है, elongation मतलब stem elongation के लिए क्या responsible था, who promote stem elongation या root growth, auxin. And in case of gibberellin it elongate leaf expansion and elongation and flowering also. Now observe some more functions of gibberellin. Used in elongation in dwarf varieties of plants like pea and corn. ये जो dwarf varieties के plants हैं इनके भी elongations के लिए who promotes gibberellin. Break seed dormancy. What does it mean students? Seed dormancy means here inactive. There are some conditions which are required for seed germination, as you know, like warmth, water, soil, temperature, isn't it? So sometimes if there is all required conditions are there, but seed is not germinates, so gibberellins helps to break seed dormancy. जो स्लीपिंग सीड्स होते हैं उनकी डॉर्मेंसी ब्रेक करने के लिए जिब्रेलिन्स आर रिक्वायर्ड एंड जिब्रेलिन्स breaks seed dormancy and helps to germinate the seeds. Seed germination, as I told you, seed elongations, flowering and break bud dormancy also. As I told you, it promotes flowering. So how it promotes flowering? By breaking the bud dormancy. Now along with auxins, control fruit growth and development. When it means auxin and gibberellins, when they combine, they control fruit growth and developments also. Now let's know about the cytokinins. These hormones act in conjugation with auxin, helps in cell differentiation, students. What is the meaning of cell differentiation? Just I am making you clear it. As the cell grows in starting condition, baby cell, if we talk about the baby cells, there are so many baby cells. So they have same structure, sometimes they have, but as they grow, they have some specific functions. If we talk about the cells which are present in root, what their function? Absorption. If some cells which are present in the leaves, what their functions? Preparation of foods. So this is the cell differentiation. Differentiation as per their work or as per their structure. So this hormones helps in cell differentiation. Means cells के works decide करने में cytokinins helps करता है. Promote cell division. As I told you, all are growth promoters. So how the growth will occur? With the help of cell division. जब cell divide होती है तभी तो growth होती है. So it promotes cell division also. Helps in secondary growth, students. Now what is the meaning of secondary growth? Primary growth, it means, students, cell elongation. And secondary growth means diameter, girth. जो girth होती है ना, मोटाई, जिसको हम simple words में बोल सकते हैं, it is responsible for secondary growth also. Can retard or delay aging in plants. What does it mean, students? It promote, it retard or it prevent aging. How we can say aging? जैसे it prevent falling of leaves, falling of fruits. So it means it promote, it retard aging also. Now, all three are auxin, gibberellin and cytokinins are growth promoter. Now next two hormones, these are growth inhibitors. So first we'll discuss about ethylene. As this picture, you know, this is a fruit and this is the raw condition and these are the ripe condition, isn't it? So what this hormone works, it helps to ripe the fruits. Students, there is no changes in cells, no changes in cell differentiations, only what is changed here? It promotes ripening of the fruit. यहाँ पे सिर्फ क्या हो रहा है? फ्रूट राइप हो रहा है, ना तो कोई सेल का नंबर इंक्रीज हो रहा है ना सेल ग्रोथ हो रही, ओनली राइपनिंग. Growth inhibitors and responsible for ripening of the fruit. It is the only the hormone which is in gaseous nature. Now let's know more some about the ethylene. It accelerates abscission of fruit. As I told you, abscission means detachment. अब जैसे ही fruit ripe हो गया तो आपने देखा होगा ना, it comes on the ground, it falls on the ground. So who is responsible? Ethylene. So it accelerates abscission of fruits, leaves and flowers and increase aging. अभी आपने देखा था जो growth promoters थे, they delay the aging, but growth inhibitors increase the aging. Means you can say they works opposite to each other. Stimulate transverse expansion in stem. As I told you, growth promoters responsible for stem elongation. But if we talk about growth inhibitors, they transverse expansion, means the stem now looks swell. looks swollen. I hope student I am making you clear. Now let's move forward. Now the next growth inhibitor hormones is abscisic acid. This hormones is also, as I told you, it's a growth inhibitor and its function against auxin and gibberellins, because this hormones is also a growth inhibitor. So इनका function जो है उनके opposite होगा. It known as a stress hormone. Why we call it stress hormone? When there is a no water, it reaches in stomata and close it to avoid transport. Now, the next function of abscisic acid is increase seeds and bud dormancy. As in, if we discussed about the function of auxin, they break the seed and bud dormancy. But as they are growth inhibitor, so increase the seeds and bud dormancy. I hope students, now you are able to know about the phytohormones and their functions. 3 auxin, gibberellin and cytokinins are growth promoters and ethylene and abscisic acids are growth inhibitors. Now let's know about the animals hormones. These are animals hormones are which are produced in specific glands which are known as endocrine glands. Why we call it endocrine glands? Because they are ductless glands. They don't have ducts and their chemicals direct reaches to the bloods, and from the bloods they circulates or they reaches to the target organs, students. So these are the glands which are present in our bodies, and these are the hormones which are present in these glands. If we talk about the pituitary glands, it produces growth hormones. Ovaries and testes, in previous class you have learned about, they produce estrogens and testosterone. And thyroid, it produces thyroxine. Pancreas produce insulin. Students, it's a very important hormones. And adrenal glands produce adrenaline, which works in the case of emergency. In case of emergency, students, in activity, with the help of that activity you have learned about the working of the hormones. Here, which hormones is responsible during the emergency condition, students? Adrenaline, which is produced by adrenal glands. Now let's know about the functions of these hormones. If we divided these hormones in two categories like sex hormones and non-sex hormones. In previous class you have learned these hormones are responsible for secondary sexual characters like testosterone and estrogens, and non-sexual hormones which are present in male and females both. Here testes present in male and ovaries in females. So here the male and females hormones both are present in, non-sex hormones are present in both male and females like pituitary glands, thyroid glands, pancreas and adrenal glands. Again, observe the position where these glands are found. Parathyroid and thyroid are present in neck region, thymus glands. Adrenal, it is present over the kidney. Pancreas in liver, near the liver, and these are the sex hormones. And pituitary, it is present in brain portion. Now we will discuss about its function of these hormones. Like growth hormone, which is produced by pituitary glands, it regulates growth and development of our body. Thyroxine, it produced by thyroid glands. It controls carbohydrate, protein and fat metabolism. Adrenaline is produced by adrenal glands. It prepares the body to deal with emergency situation. Insulin is produced in pancreas and it regulates blood sugar level. It is responsible due to deficiency of these hormones. The person suffer with which disease, students? Diabetes. Testosterone, testes, it's responsible for secondary sexual characters, and here the ovary also responsible for secondary sexual characters in females. Now students, I hope now you are able to know about the plants hormones and animals hormones and how they work and how they control and coordinate our body. Okay students, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.